Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another day, another Wednesday night of an amazing evening with an amazing friend and an amazing colleague and an amazing, gosh, she does so much. She does so much. She is a psychic medium. She's a trans channel. She is a spiritual coach. She also has energy healing that she does. She does a lot. She does a lot. And this is why she's one of the great people to talk to about how to connect to our inner voice. And I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think? What do you think is your inner voice? Because I'm waiting for Lisa Noland-Shalosky to come back on. She's like, oh, I see you, and now she's gone. So I don't know where she went. So I am stalling to find out, what's going on. So hello, everybody. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Chris, hello from Iowa. Ren, good to see you. Mandy, hello. Charmin, hello. How are you? Carla, hello. And Chris is saying hello. Jessica, hello. Hello, Joy. Hello, Karen. Hello, Sharon. Inner voice, yes. What does inner voice mean? While we were waiting for Lisa to find us again, and she found us in the green room. Hello, Beth, and hello, me Spark. I'm here. I think. Okay, good. And my inner voice is my intuition. I like it. Natalie, hello. Thank you for being here. Pandora, hello. Wherever you are, she's right here. In fact, she's right here. There she is. There's Lisa.
Hello. Sorry, I kicked myself off.
Did you put there we go. Oh, good. You got your name in here. You're a Cancer warrior. That's awesome. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Ren says, good evening, Pandora. Carla says, this week it's pretty snarky. Crazy neighbor got himself arrested. Too bad they only kept him overnight. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. And to the people on Instagram, A Path to a Better You, thanks for joining. Heirloom Estate Sales, hello. I'm off. I think I know who you are. I think it's Hugh. It's Hugh. Hi, Hugh. And welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. So what is everyone's like, trust your inner voice, trust your inner voice. In fact, even my podcast is called Your Inner Voice. What is your definition of how we can connect to our inner voice?
It's sorry, I got sidetracked by
okay.
trying to make sure I was logged in everywhere.
Squirrel.
Something shiny. I see shiny things all the time.
All the time.
For me, it is truly just finding ways to quiet the mind chatter.
Mm-hmm.
And just if you can tackle quieting that mind chatter and go with it's almost like when you're taking when you would ever find yourself in a position where you were taking a test and A, B, C, or D is the answer. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know it's B. And then all of a sudden that little voice starts going, are you sure? Do you really think it's B? Maybe it's C. What about D? And it's like that first voice you hear, to me, is my inner voice. And then the ego mind takes over and starts going, but are you sure? Do you really think it? You know what I mean? So it's just quieting the mind and fine tuning and dialing in. So I'm, being the age I am, I can read.
And there's going to be some
Uh-oh.
Yep, you're good. You're good.
Okay. There was every time you would get in the car, it wasn't like the digital dials we have now, but it was a hard dial with a little orange thing that you had to try and dial into the station, right?
Right. Yeah.
Some of you out there will remember that.
Right.
And that's the visual I always have. It's just like dialing it in so that you can get that good reception. And the way to dial that in is finding ways to quiet the mind. Because if there's so much going on and you've got so much chatter, you're going to miss those little fine references or feelings, or however that comes through for you. Like I did a reading with a beautiful soul today, and she says, I feel it in my heart, I feel it in my gut. And I'm like, well, then why are you calling me? Right? Why
Hmm.
are you calling me?
Right. Right.
You already are getting the answer, but she just wanted that validation of what she was feeling is the right path. Right? So
And do you feel, Lisa, that, obviously I know what you're going to say, but for everybody, do you feel that we are all intuitive? Every
100%.
single one of us.
Hmm.
There's not this, and I'm going to say it, guys, because I say it on the Tiki Talk. There isn't the BS thing of I have a gift and I have a gift and I have a gift. Ha ha, you don't. It's all that craziness, right?
Hmm.
Uh, I think people have to know that we were born with intuitive abilities, and how we connect or disconnect is is our choice.
Yes.
And disconnection, everyone, I believe, is the pieces that we put in front of us to distract us from the truth. Ooh, that was good. That was
Good
good.
thing this is being recorded.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know what I
That's
just,
going in your next book.
yeah, next book. So, the we distract ourselves from those pieces that are the truth.
Yeah.
And that is challenging. Fashion ton, Timokanis, kalisperasas, kalisperasas. That means good evening in Greek, and that's our friend Eleni. So good to see her. So all the way from Greece, and it's
Oh,
like
wow. That's
uh,
awesome.
3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So everyone's saying here that those old radios or something else, sometimes you got the station, sometimes you didn't. True. Hi, Tina. Yes, it was. Yes. Ren says glass help us focus. Oh, glasses help us
Glasses.
focus. Clearly mine don't. Glasses help us focus. Skills will help us focus on the truth, but you have to be looking through the lenses the right way. Very true. Very, very true. So here's the other question for you. Mediumship.
Hmm.
Do you feel that we all have these mediumistic abilities?
I do. Honestly, I do. Now, I'm not going to name names, but there are um, famous psychic mediums, intuitives in the industry that don't believe the way I believe, and that's okay. We all that's the beauty of
Right.
you know
Us individuals.
living from your you know what I mean.
Right.
Um, but what I have found, I kind of do my own little science projects, right? And what I have found is through every class I've taught or any of my development circles that I have run, I have yet to come up, I have yet to have someone not be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So how is that the case then, right? If it's only a gift for a select few people or whatever, how is it that anybody who runs through one of my classes does it? You know?
Yeah. And I think,
So it's just for me, it's just a matter of, do you trust the words coming to you? Do you trust the energy coming to you? Do you trust what you're about to speak into being? I would say that is why people don't feel that they are. But, whenever I'm meeting with people, I said, if we sat here long enough and talked, I said, you could give me a dozen examples just in the past few months of how intuition has entered your life. And, from, oh, I forgot to grab that, right? Where do you think that's coming from? It's a
right.
little intuitive hit, like you forgot that thing you were going to take to your mother's when you went the next time, or, um, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you just feel like you're supposed to go a different direction than what you maybe originally had planned, or you start thinking about someone, and this happens all the time to me. All of a sudden I'll be thinking of someone and then a text will pop in or the phone will ring and I'll be like, hey, I was just thinking about you, you know. It's all just all that energy flying through the matrix, and it's all just dropping down to all of us, you know. And for example, I grew up a Baptist, so you know, the a good 35 years of my life I would never have believed that this is something that I could do, because it was against, you know, my biblical beliefs, right, against my Baptist beliefs. It was a, you know, um but until I actually had the experiences myself that I were undeniable. And then all of a sudden you start unlocking some of those things, like, okay, now wait a minute. Okay, so yes, it's taboo, but I'm still going to look in there and, oh, well, it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. Or, you know, so it's just getting comfortable with it. Um, I talked to another client today, and one of the questions he asked me was, like, when you walk into a busy place, he goes, are you actually seeing spirits there, like full apparitions and things like that? I'm like, no, I don't. It's in my mind, right? It's in my mind's eye. Like, I can walk in and know that there are just dozens of spirits in the room. Or if a client comes to the house, I can feel them all around, but I have specifically instructed them, unless they want me soiling my pants, don't show up that way, you know, because it scares me.
Right.
So,
I'm right there
um,
with you. I would
but
agree.
it's just, now there have been instances, and I've run across this 3 times, where I forget what the name of it is, but I have students that do not have the ability to visualize something in their mind, and that's a real thing. They
It
just see
starts with
black,
it starts with an A, and I forgot it as well.
right? So then there's still ways to work with it, though, because I said, okay, well, if a blind person, you know, if someone, you know, had sight and then they lose their sight, other senses will rise up and become more prominent. It's no different, right? It's the exact same thing. You're just going to feel it in a different way. It's going to come to you in a different way.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, guys, Lisa brings up a really good point. First, let me put the reading glasses back on. Hello, Ellen Jane. Good to see you. Amanda, hello. Christy, hello. Mandy says, I like that. Carla says, kids know things. We just stop listening to it as we get older because
Yeah.
people will poo what your intuition says. Yes. And Beverly DeSalis, hello. And Cami Rose Russell, hello. Thank you for being on here on the Instagram. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, everybody. So when you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my phone on Instagram.
Okay.
Thank you, Amanda. Aphantasia.
Oh, yeah. Aphantasia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, I won't remember that, but thank you, Amanda, for putting it in there, but it's going to slip.
So
It's going to slip right back out.
think about Fantasia and go, Fantasia, aphantasia. There you go. So
Yeah. I got to have, yeah.
here's the point for everyone. I think what people are upset about is that, yes, we are saying that everybody has these abilities, but I think it's the bad people that go out, think that they can get 1 or 2 people, and up goes their shingle, and now they're charging people, right? Our good friend Ginger just did a live today, and this woman calls herself a medium and says to this woman that who lost a son, she said that the woman said to to the lady that lost her son, "Oh no, your son is stuck and he can't he can't move on." And she calls herself a medium.
It's heartbreaking.
So it is horrible because anybody that gets a reading, and you know this, I know this, I hope everyone out here knows this, that the reading should leave you barking on the truth, a sense of peace, love, a healing something.
Yep.
something, or a barking dog. It should leave you with something. And yes, scammers are the worst. They're totally the worst. I tell you that. So if you think about it, it upsets Willow so much. It is. You've seen her crazy. Hey, the piece of this is that I feel, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I feel that if you have decided to do this work and do it as a profession, definitely get some training in it.
Well, when you have an ethical responsibility, I think my training with Lisa Williams was just absolutely freaking phenomenal. She is, I've studied under a lot of different mediums, and she's just the best. And one of the things I always remember seeing her do when I was going through my master teacher training is she would hold her hand out like this, and she'd be like, "You are holding them in the palm of your hands, and you could make or break someone." Right? You
Mm.
absolutely could make or break someone. And in the classes that I teach, that is such a pet peeve of mine. You absolutely must leave someone in a better place than you found them in order to make it a successful reading. Now,
Right.
there is a way to deliver difficult messages, but it not be excruciating to the person that is hearing the words. There
Exactly.
is a way. There is a way, right? And I really, really, really encourage people that if this is something that you're wanting to explore, absolutely find someone to train under. Find some local people that have a development circle, or create your own. And even in the students that I've had for a couple of years, I'm like, practice, 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 practice. Don't just go out and hang a shingle.
And that's the way to connect to your inner voice, guys, is practicing. It is key to practice. Go ahead.
Right?
Right.
And I've been doing this over 15 years, but I didn't start out as a profession. Gosh, I was still in corporate America when I was learning this trade, right? And it wasn't until I was kicked out of corporate America, had met my now husband. He was just a boyfriend at the time. And he's like, you really need to pursue this as a full-time career. So I did, but I had his support to do that. I feel very blessed and fortunate that I had that support, but I had been working on this craft for several years prior to what I consider my professional career, which was 2012 is when I consider myself professionally doing this full time.
Right.
But prior to that, gosh, when was my 2006 is when I got introduced to all of this. So, I mean, this has been a long time, but guys, even I get things wrong, right?
Same
I
here.
mean, it's just, and, I was talking to a client yesterday, and she said, well, last time I talked to you, you said, and I said, but there's free will involved in all decisions, right? So whatever a psychic is sharing with you about, well, of course, this isn't really mediumship, but if a psychic is giving you a message about potentials, that's exactly that. There's potentials that could happen. But then as soon as you hear that potential, you all of a sudden, even you can change it, even as you're hearing the vibration of the words being exchanged, right?
Right.
Like I have a client that lives out he's a good friend of mine now, but he lives out in Arizona. I tell him, I said, I don't even know why I'm going to give you an approximate timeline. I said, because you always pull it in like weeks, months earlier than what I project, because he feels it. And he's like, I like what you're saying, but I want it now. I want it sooner. I've never seen anybody be able to do it the way he does that. Right. But it's just power of intention. It's like,
And it's that whole manifestation. Oh, wait, hang on. Carson says, two of my favorite people. Hello from California. Carson's in
oh,
California.
hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait. Everybody, sing with me. Happy yesterday birthday to you. Happy
Happy yesterday
birthday.
birthday to you.
Happy yesterday birthday,
Birthday,
dear
dear
Carson. That was
Carson. Yeah.
today, but it's really yesterday, but not today. Happy
Happy
early
birthday,
birthday.
Carson. We love you.
Whoop, whoop. Okay. Um, Ren says that's amazing for your client. And Mandy said that's exactly why I don't even do a complete shift on a psychic online psychic platform. The getting I left with the something. I left with the very first day. And the very first hour was not a genuine good one. And it didn't get better. I was stressed all the time and frustrated. That right there showed me it was not aligning. And most people think I'm absolutely crazy for quitting a perfect job. I felt that one strong. Well, you had to. You had to. You're welcome.
Listen, I'm telling you, I think it's fantastic if you can walk in a place and it's your first day and you're like, you know what, this ain't it. This ain't it. There's this is just it's kind of funny to look back on it now, but I've been a hot mess my whole life when it comes to jobs. And there was one year in my 20s that I had 14 different jobs in one year. And the shortest amount of time I stayed was about 4 hours. I left for lunch and just never went back, never went back. I'm not advocating this behavior. Please, I am not.
You're
But I am
cute.
just saying, I have done some really crazy, bizarre jobs. I went to I got a job being a ticket agent for an airline, and I went through the entire training. And as soon as I finished the training, I was like, "Yeah, this ain't it." And I just never went back to the job. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to think you want something, feel that that's a direction for you. But once you're in it, it's okay to say, you know what, this ain't it. I'm going to keep seeking.
Exactly.
Your intuition is telling you, keep looking, keep digging, keep, sourcing info, because it will come to you if you just keep following it. The more, and I'm telling you what, guys, I cannot stress enough, the energy that is happening on this planet right now is so magnificent. It is so beautiful. Synchronistic experiences are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It's been about 2 months now that I've been doing this. I type in the word synchronicity as a calendar event every single day. And then I pay attention to how many times I'll just randomly look at the clock and it's 10:17, it's 11:22, it's 4:44, and I document that in my phone now, in my calendar, so that I can go back and be reminded of how many times spirit is showing me validation, or hey, we've got you. Like, each one of those numbers means something to me. It may mean something completely different to you, you know and that's the beauty of this stuff. It's like, nobody's going to think the same way or feel the same way about certain things. You have to go with what your life experience aligns with, how that energy is coming to you.
100%. 100%. What happened? Uh-oh. Did we pause on something happen on Instagram? Hang on one
Okay.
second. Oh, darn it. Oh, no. Are we here? See, I press the button and this is what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff on Instagram.
unfortunately I'm gonna go here and go back. And just I hope we're still here. Yeah, we're still live. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. And by the way, no pausing, just fine. Okay, thanks, Carson. So I'm gonna post something on here for you guys on Instagram. So you guys can see that. And I'm gonna post something on here for Facebook and YouTube. This link that I just posted, there is a 1 hour amazing interview with Lisa with
Oh,
uh, um, amazing soul films.
yeah.
Yes, amazing soul films.
Awakening. But
Awakening.
it is amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing.
And
Awakening Soul Films, and the filmmaker's name is Adam Stryker.
very good. And so I have it here listed. And if you can't find it, if you just put in Lisa's name, Lisa Noland hyphen Shalosky, if you put that in there, it'll come up and you'll see her pretty face right there. It's just amazing. It's amazing. She's amazing. and
Oh,
toes to tail.
thank you. I appreciate
Really
that very
such a
much.
great thing. Hi, Dana. Good to see you. Um, so I made the right decision. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Hi, Ginger. We were just talking about you and about your live today that you
Hi,
did.
Ginger.
Um,
Her
so
hubby had a birthday today or something, I think. Was
um,
that today as well? Or
he's had two different birthdays. So yes. So happy 1 week ago birthday if you want. So
okay.
yes, there you go. Anyway, connecting to your inner voice, I'm going to ask you, when you are quiet, do you find that that is the best time to make your decision about something? When you
Um,
when you're still.
you know what? I don't it's interesting. They're telling me not necessarily.
Okay.
Um, because some people have a really hard time just sitting still, right? Me. Okay, I have a really hard time sitting still.
You're also the triple Virgo.
Mm,
This
mm,
what this is
mm,
what Isabel said. Who's the triple Virgo?
mm. Mm.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Join my world. Um, but for me, if I'm doing an activity like working in my wood shop or carving or just like walking in nature, doing like a forest walk,
Hmm.
it's being quiet, but I'm not just sitting there just like trying to quiet the mind. Because if I'm just listen, I want everybody out there to meditate because I think it's awesome. A triple Virgo has a really hard time shutting that that mind off. So I actually can like do an activity that doesn't require a lot of thinking to allow that path. It just kind of flows in. I don't know how else to describe it than that,
Right.
right? Me in the shower, just having that water flow over me, stuff comes to me right and left
Same
when
here.
I'm just when I'm in the shower, right? But I'm not quieting my mind. I'm not setting an intention to meditate for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm in a zone, right? So whatever puts you in the zone, if it's exercising, if it's running, if it's grooming your dog, if it's just cutting soap, I don't care what it is, right? Whatever those things are that just puts you in a zone and it kind of separates the mind and kind of opens up those channels to spirit, that's where you're going to hear them. That's where the pay dirt is, right? So I don't want people thinking, my God, here she is again. She's going to tell me I have to quiet my mind. Well, just zone out.
And
Okay. Zone
that's
out.
that to me is stillness. That to me
Yeah.
is stillness. Like
Yeah.
I can get in that zone washing dishes. Like I
Yes.
can go there with ironing. I can go there in the shower. It's something that just gets me in that groove. I have come up with the best retreat outlines when I'm washing dishes or
Mm-hmm.
in the shower, which is hysterical to me, but that's true. Dana says, I don't know what that means, what the little sign says.
Oh, don't know.
I don't know. We're all going like this, Dana.
Oh. Hey, listen, now listen, funny story.
Yeah.
Um, I got glasses like 7 years ago, and truly it was in well, when was 20 I think it was 2019 I got glasses. So how many years ago that was? And I wore them one time, couldn't see out of them. So I took them back and I said, I can't see out of these. They made the prescription too strong. And
Hmm.
long story short, they wouldn't fix them for me. So I had a $700 pair of glasses I've never wore. So fast forward to now, I'm a cancer survivor and I thought, my husband's recently got his eyes checked and he's had some issues with them. So I thought, I should probably check mine. And they're like, and of course, it's like the lady, I'm sitting in the chair and they've got the thing up on the wall and the little girl's over in the corner. And she's like, okay, now, read the smallest line that you can read. And I looked over, and I was like, from where? She goes, well, what's up on the wall? What is the smallest line you can read? I'm like, there's something on the wall. see it. And she looked up over her computer and she looks at me and she goes, can you see? Can you? And I said, this should scare you. This should scare you. So I said, no. I said, if I'm allowed to squint, I'm going to be able to see what's on that wall. But right now, it just looks like dirt. It just looks like you smeared some black dirt over there, right? So I've got these glasses. I can't see out of them. They're the transit. I don't know. I'm at that age where I need readers, but I need something for long distance. I'm having a hell of a time. So
I find that the readers get heavy, so I just got these because they're super light. But I was wearing. Yes, welcome to our show. See, squirrels are in.
squirrel. It's a complete squirrel.
These, but these just feel heavy now. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but they feel heavy. I'm like, I need something lighter. So
Yeah.
there you have it.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're
now
talking about seeing things, right? Zoning out. So
um,
listen, it's just
but something like this could be distracting for people. Some things that we're like, oh well, what happened? So here's an interesting thing, because I know some of the people on here have dealt with this and we've talked with it. You, Ginger, and I have talked with it. When you were in the midst of your cancer, how did you connect to your inner voice that way?
same. You just do. Um, can I say I was always clear? Um, it's I think I will say honestly, during that time, if I were looking at something for myself, I would not typically, but there are times I would reach out to you or to Ginger or this other people and just say, okay, this is what I'm getting. What can you just help me out here, right? It's kind of, I guess, what people do with me. They just need that validation. Um, but years ago, if anybody is concerned that, well, I'm on antidepressants, or I'm on an antipsychotic, or I'm on this regimen of medicine, none of that matters. None of that matters, because that's only affecting like the physicality of the brain, right? But the consciousness doesn't reside in the brain, right? The consciousness is outside the body. So years ago, there was a famous psychic medium from England. She's a phenomenal lady. I'm going back in the Wayback Machine, like 15, 20 years. Rosemary Altea. And I remember back then I was on an antidepressant because I was going through my first divorce. And I remember asking her, is that going to block me from being able to do readings? And she said, absolutely not. So she gave, kind of that same answer. But I can also tell you there was a time when Patrick and I first got together, we were both emotionally train wrecks, because we were just, you just are when you're in a relationship at the beginning, and something had happened and I got all upset and I started drinking and I got drunk, and he comes over and we're talking and I'm boohooing, and kid you not, Mother Gaia comes in, snaps my butt right into a stone sober moment. I started channeling as if nothing was wrong with me, and it was perfect clarity. Pat,
Mm-hmm.
if he weren't in bed, I would drag him over here to tell you, like, validate, yes, this really happened. And then as soon as she left and was done, I was back to being slobbering drunk again and had to lie down because I just, was, in a bad way. So no, I mean, but then again, one might say, okay, well, Lisa, are you telling me I can be drunk and do readings? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, please don't let a substance that you're on, like an antidepressant or something like that, think that you can't get that clarity for yourself, right? Because I did the radiation and I did the chemo, but I still had clarity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's intention, right? It's intention to connect with the consciousness, that higher self energy. And One might say, okay, well, the brain has to function properly in order to get that clarity. Well, of course it does. If you're sleep deprived, you're not going to do as well, right? You shouldn't even be driving a car if you're sleep deprived or can't see like me. I can see just fine. Really, I can. It's just fine details. I can't see fine details. That's why you have a GPS, right? I don't need to read street signs. The GPS tells me where I'm at.
Right, or the stop sign.
Stop,
I
stop.
mean,
I know the big red thing, right? I know
right,
I know what that means.
okay, good.
But so I don't and I'll tell you one thing. I even use a vape pen at night to help me sleep. And I've been telling Patrick, I said, I get some of the most profound messages in between that. I'm laying down in bed, I've used my vape pen, and I'm just waiting for that transition into sleep time. And it's like this portal opens in my mind, and I just get visions and clarity, and just, it's amazing, right? So you have to find what works for you, and what works for me isn't always going to work for you.
Exactly. Here's something that popped in, and I'm putting you on the spot, so I'm so sorry. Feel free to say no. Would you ever want to come on here and give everyone a opportunity to hear Mother Gaia speak?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. She does kick butt, guys. I will say that she does.
Oh yeah. In that time she came in when I was drunk. Oh yeah. I got a butt kick. I was she was not happy. Yeah.
Carson puts in Instagram standard shape, right? Round, red, a traffic sign, caution. So circle, oblong, and triangle. Thank you. Thanks, Carson. That's funny. But yeah, that would be very, very that would be very cool to do. And well, we can plan that sometime.
Yeah. That would take some planning.
Hello, how are you? Thanks for being here. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Long time no see. Long time no see.
And I see somebody says here progressive lenses and near progressive. So here's the problem I'm having. My glasses are downstairs. They're downstairs. But when you need to read through the bottom of them, and let's say I'm sitting here at my computer, kind of looking down a little bit, I have to tilt my head clear back like this to get through that little bottom part. And I don't want to be walking around like this going, oh, there's a.
Exactly. Hi, Gloria. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So Chris says, I would love that, meaning Mother Gaia. So that.
Oh, but Chris was at your house though when we did that, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, and that was so. For those of you who don't know that weren't at our house, that Lisa started channeling, and then she asked me to join in. I was nervous because I can hold the energy, but not as Lisa can go for 2 hours or longer. And that is hard for me to hold that energy because being a former control freak, it's really challenging to just let that go. But I sat right next to her and we were having a little conversation, which I have no idea what it was about currently, obviously, but fascinating. And it was really, I remember it was good. We got good feedback from the people that were watching. Carson was there.
Yeah, I think she got a really good message as well.
Carson says, but people like my clean nostrils.
Oh. Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in. I should have done that like this. Don't zoom in.
Stacey, thanks for joining. So do you guys have questions for Lisa about connecting to your inner voice? And it was a great night. Yeah, Carson, I agreed. It was a great night. Do you have, glad to be back. Well, glad to have you here. Yes. Chris says yes. So does anybody have any questions that you'd like to ask Lisa about connecting to your inner voice, or we'll open it up, anything you want. Not that we're going to do readings, guys, but it's really oh look, Lisa Noland-Shalosky just joined us on Instagram. That's awesome.
I did. I'm trying to figure out how to how to see what Carson's writing.
That's funny. That's cute. Um, so you've got some classes coming up, is that correct?
Yeah, they're still just doing them in person though, and that information is available on my website, lisanoland.com. There's a mediumship course and a psychic development course coming up October and November. There's a date in October and November.
Okay. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Um, I hope I talked to you about this. I feel like I did, and if not, it's in my head. But for those of you who don't know, if you have been a intuitive reader for at least let's say 5 to 7 years, and you're finding that you need more out of that, or if you've been a coach and you're finding that you need more out of coaching than just reading a script or doing those kind of things, we will be doing, or I will be doing I'm calling it the Intuitive Alignment Program. So we're going to talk about coaching and intuition and combining it together. And there's a program that I've come up with. It's a 12-week program. It's a rollout. So this is my first time doing a group coaching like this. And Lisa's going to be one of the guest people on there, guests, and Ginger's also going to come on and be a guest. So we're going to teach you different ways of how we do use the intuition with the coaching. And it's a 12-week program. It starts September 1st. So if you're interested, just let me know. Thank you for lisanoland.com, and thank you for eliaspetros.com, an event. And guys, if you're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm coming there in a week. So I will be doing an event on August 26th, Messages from Above. In the morning, I will be on a podcast called How Do I Do This Podcast with Ryan. It's available anywhere you get your podcast. It's also available on YouTube. So you'll actually see us talking. And then in the afternoon, I will be on the Portia show at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And then at night, we have our event. So I'm so excited. Dana says,
That's going to be awesome.
I love it. So let me know. Go to eliaspetros.com, check it out. Or Dana, just call me. Sue, thank you so much.
Hi, Sue.
Thank you. And she is the Oracle. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Ugh, so close. I'm near Jacksonville, Florida. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump, girl. A hop, skip, and a jump. I think it's 6 hours. It could be. No, it's got to be longer than that. But we're going to Hotlanta. So thanks, Dana. Any questions for? Oh, can I be able guest students that don't qualify? You're cute. And actually, you've been studying for a while, my dear. So talk to me about that, okay? Talk to me about it. No questions, no comments, no concerns. Are we good? We keep the summer versions a little bit shorter. You and I could talk up a storm.
We can.
But please go check out Lisa's YouTube. It is an amazing interview. And the way that Adam has done the editing and the filming, chef's kiss. It is phenomenal. It is it's like Lisa is talking nonstop. And did he ask you questions? Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He asked you questions, and it didn't feel like he did.
Yeah, it was so much fun. So he came to my home with all the cameras and the lights, just like it was a TV set. So he's a professional. He's a professional filmmaker. And him and his wife have relocated to Columbus, Ohio. And so if there is anyone listening in the Columbus, Ohio region that does this work, he is looking to demystify the mystical. And I've been introducing him to just all kinds of people, including Elias. And hopefully he'll be able to work that out to do people that are, long distance, or, he has even talked about if there are multiple people in an area, then, he could potentially come out to wherever that group of people are. So, but yeah, he's a phenomenal young man. He's doing some really great things, and he just did such a good job, because I consider myself like a run-on sentence, and just like I do these interviews with Wuro, I saw so many squirrels during that night when he was here. I'm like, I don't know how, I just don't know how, I don't know how you're going to pull this together and make this sound cohesive, because you know I'm a Virgo, but I don't know what happened to that. I don't know what happened to the organization coming out, right? Like, how can a triple Virgo be
Well,
such a
because
run-on hot mess?
you're doing like a couple things there, girl, because it's triple. Because I'm a Virgo rising. So as you know, I have my lists. I have my list. But Lisa,
Mhm.
what prompted you to channel? And Dana says, love this community. Even when I can dip in or dip out, I always pick up the energy and just love it. Your guests are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Dana. That's very sweet of you
Thank
to
you,
say.
Dana.
So what prompted you to channel?
It found me. Yeah, it found me. So, oh gosh, I wasn't professional yet. I was I hadn't even met Patrick yet. I'm going in the Wayback Machine, like 2008 ish.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, it's in the Wayback. So I used to be on the board of directors for a stables here in Ohio called Serendipity Stables, and they have medicine horses.
Mm.
And at the time they had 7, now they're down to 2. But anyway, they were doing one of these local psychic fairs, and we had a booth, and bring in awareness about the stables. And so I'm trying to make this a short story. But so basically a lady that I know had come over, and she was with a friend that was in a wheelchair, and she said, you're a really good healer. Would you work on my friend? And I was like, yeah, we can do this. So I sat down in front of her, and her husband was with her, and I felt it important that she take her shoes and socks off so that I could really, feel into her energy. 45 minutes went by. I don't remember any of it past me touching her legs.
Wow.
Mm-mm. And when I finally came out of this trance that I was in, my friends that were there were standing there looking at me like, and I was like, what the hell happened? Like, what are we all doing here? What happened? What did I miss? Like, what did I miss? And this woman stood up out of that wheelchair. She stood up, and we danced into the aisle. I mean, we were both just amazed, right? And so I waited until they had her moved away. She was down and turned. And I turned and I look at my friend. I was like, you got to tell me what just happened. And he's like, he used to call me dude. His name's Dr. Mark Sharilla. He's deceased now. God love him. But he says, dude, you aren't even going to believe this. He goes, it wasn't you. He goes, you were talking some foreign language, and you were wearing like this orange outfit, and you were like this witch doctor, and you were just jibber jabber and all this stuff. And he was like, it was so awesome. I'm like, oh, okay. All right then. So then you just do that. You just do that.
That's
I
interesting.
literally had no one to teach me. I had no one to guide me. I had nothing. I am completely self-taught on channeling. Completely self-taught. And so trial and error, you do, you don't, you do, you just kind of just dip in, dip out. And over the years, you just acquire. It's just like training any other muscle. You just,
Right.
again, it's just like training your psychic muscle or your mediumship muscle. You have to practice. And lots of practice got me to the point where I can hold that energy for 2+ hours.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I can hold it for a while and then I'm back to me. And kind of like you, I was walking on a retreat. I was walking on a retreat and I was just looking at the flora and the fauna. I was co-facilitating that retreat and I looked at a deer and I said, "Oh, that's really cool." And the deer like did this little shaking head, like bowing thing. And I'm like, that's fascinating. Out of my mouth came the words and a different voice that said, when you vibrate the same level, um, when you vibrate from a level of love, all things are equal and seen as equal. I'm like, okay, that was creepy because
Mhm.
it popped out and I was like, what? Um,
Mhm.
so yes, Dana, thank you. I am a Capricorn with a Virgo rising and a Scorpio moon. Sue says we are Virgo psychic sisters, my
Yeah, we are.
um, Chris says, "Oh my God, amazing!" Hey, Chris. Sue says, "Lisa, what exactly is channeling? I
Mhm.
always thought it would be where a spirit would take over is over. Is that wrong?"
Mm-mm. No, they don't. So for me, and your explanation of it might be different, but for me, channeling is no different than someone doing poetry or people channel dance, they channel music, they channel art. This is just a form of now this is a practice of quieting the mind, slowing down the breath. That cadence of my breath starts to slow. Um, you know, it is allowing that energy, and it's always a higher consciousness energy. So when I'm channeling, I do not channel deceased loved ones or pets, right? These
Right.
are all higher energetic beings like Mother Gaia, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. um I mean, the list goes on and on. I channel all that is. I've channeled Jesus before. Um, I've channeled Palladians. I've channeled someone from Arcturian. I mean, I've channeled fairies, all kinds of stuff. But it's allowing them to blend with your energy and use your voice box. And the best way I can describe it is they come in as a guest, but they can't stay. I am fully in control to be able to just go, okay, I'm good, right? And you can come right back out. Um, but it's kind of um, going into a zone and having full, complete trust that what is blending with you is going to honor the vessel.
Right.
And you just know. I mean, it's hard to explain unless you've done it, but you can tell when that energy is starting to come in if something else has like hitched a ride or isn't right, or it's just I've done this for so long. It's very easy for me to discern. And there have been times though, there's one instance, as a matter of fact, where Patrick really wanted some guidance and he's like, please, baby, I really want to talk to Guy. And I was like, I don't like to channel when I'm tired. He's like, I know, baby, but I just need an answer. So I went into my channeled state. Like I felt a little off because I was really tired. And this energy comes through, and he starts asking the question, are you the real Gaia? And she goes, well, yes. And he asks the question again, and she says, well, yes, I am. Well, then by the time you ask a third time, they can't lie.
Mhm.
And so he asked the question one more time because he was feeling a frequency shift because he's so in tune with what that is and
Right.
how it feels for us. And and the entity went, that's none of your business. And I felt it, and I was like, yeah, it is. And
Out.
then I immediately kicked it out, just like you would kick a child out of your room. And I turned to look at him. I said, that is exactly why I don't do this when I'm tired. Please don't ask me to do that again. And he's honored it, right? He'll ask me and I'll say, I just don't think I can. It's not safe for me, right?
And that even
Because
goes for everyone. That even goes for when you're reading people or reading for yourself.
yep.
Last night, I was on the Tiki Talk and I was doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden, I got a tired wave. I just got a big tired wave. And I said, okay, guys, I've got to go. Um, I don't like to even like pull a card or anything because I am tired and I have to honor that piece.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
really important. We'll take one more question. So did you practice alone starting out?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I've always so no, no. Now I have taught channeling classes. It's been a long time, but no, I never do this alone. I always have, there's always, because okay, so there's different degrees of channeling. There's light trance and then there's deep trance, and I'm a deep trance person. My eyes are closed. I can't stand up. I can't walk around. And I don't have any clue what's happening in my surroundings. So I always have what I call a sitter with me. And Patrick's always that person. He always anchors that energy for me because he knows he knows how that energy is coming through and what it feels like. And B, he can keep the people that I'm, who may have been coming. Because years ago, we used to do groups out of my home the first Friday of every month. And so he was always there. But even now, I don't channel unless he's there or someone who knows what that experience is like in order to guide it, with the exceptions of when I was in your home, but everybody knew how to manage that.
Everybody knew, right?
Right. You knew
And
how to manage it and everybody knew what to do with it.
this
But
is the cool piece, everybody. When we were doing that, I think Chris, Carson, you guys would know. I think it was 2 hours. I think we did it for almost two
I don't
hours.
remember.
And every time I felt like I was going to slowly come out of it, I kid you not, Lisa's hand went right to my hand and it was a tap. And it was a tap, and I'm like, how did she know that I'm going out? It was like so because she was already channeling, but her hand would go on top and she would either rub it or she would tap it. And I went right back in. And it was a different, usually I know that I get like a chill. It's like it's like when you get the goosebumps. It's like
Hmm.
that kind of a feeling. This was different. It was like the way they explain is, do you know when you go on a roller coaster and it's the first drop and
Yes.
something goes
Mhm.
like that? That's how that was. And it was that. Oh, Carson says 2 hours and 40 minutes.
That's long. Yeah.
That's super long for me because I'm good at about half an hour to an hour, somewhere in there. And then I'm like, oh God, and I doubt it because I can hear myself clearly. And I'm like, you know what? It's gone. It's just gone. So Chris says, yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, and I as I'm feeling back into that evening, um, she I don't necessarily know that I could feel you leaving, but she could feel you leaving, right?
Right.
And she would tap you to say, just come back to me, come back in, right? Just come
Right.
back in and just sit. Yeah, but
And
I find
as
that
you say
fascinating.
this, the whole top of my head is itchy. Like I'm feeling the tingles. So for you guys that don't know, I get a group and they've given me a name because I've asked a name, and it is Ezekiel. So they are the keepers of the angelic realm. Like there's somebody ahead of them, but they're like the keepers of the keepers of the angelic realm. So
Mhm.
they're kind of like the guardians there, and it was great. You guys need to come to Cleveland. We're working on that. We're working on that. So we'll see. Dana says, have to go. Glad to see you. All of you have a great weekend. Mwah. Thanks, honey. Take care. And um, always good. She does a lot of dog rescue stuff. So good.
Oh, thanks for coming, Dana.
All right. We are at the top of our hour, everybody. Of course, Lisa will, you're always welcome back, and she will come back, guys. We'll talk about it when. And next week, oh, I'm so glad I looked. Next week we have Ryan Ryan Sochet to be with us. She's the woman that is on the How Do I Do This podcast.
Oh,
Her mother passed away um last year around Thanksgiving, and we did a reading this year, Valentine's Day, and she's doing this podcast about grief and how do I do this without my mom? How do I
oh,
how do I do how do I how do I get angry and not feel guilty about it? So it is really, really, please join us, guys, and it'd be so good for her because this will be her first live. She's actually she does all the legal work for Fox 5 in Atlanta, Georgia. So this is so cool to have her on, and I just want to welcome her big time. So I'd love for all of us to be there. Miliana says, Excited to have Lisa back. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
For a while. Karen, thank you. Thank you. Diana, thank you so much. You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. And everybody on Instagram, thank you so much for being here.
This time just flies by.
It does. It really does. So, guys, remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours, be well. And remember, real talk gets real answers. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Have a beautiful
Bye.
day. Take care. Will Lisa be in Atlanta with you? No, she
No.
won't. She won't. But in
In
spirit,
spirit.
she will be. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.